Hi, greetings to the professor. This is Nihar Bhatt along with his team members Priya Acharya, Aditya Bhau, and Manpreet Singh. We are here to present an estate planning analysis for Anthony and Claire. I would like Priya to take over from me and throw some light on introduction of this analysis. Thank you.
Like to start with the introduction. Today we are diving into the estate planning journey of Anthony and Claire, a couple facing unique challenge due to their blended family and complex financial situation. Anthony at 55 is a mechanical engineer and part owner of Movieland, specializing in custom molds for movie assets. Claire, 51, is a dedicated high school teacher in Toronto. Together, they have been married for 15 years and have a blended family, including children from previous marriage and their own twins, Charlie and Kev. They have a 5,50,000 mortgage on their Toronto homeland and a 10 lakh line of credit on their Northern Ontario cottage used for investment purpose. Thank you. My next team co-member will explain the rest. Let's explore Anthony's and Carrie's goals and concern for their estate plannings. Their primary goals include ensuring financial security for their disabled son Roy, providing for their children's education and future financial stability, planning effectively for retirement to maximize for Claire's pension benefit, and clarifying the rules and responsibility within their business, Movie Land. However, they also have several pressing concerns. Anthony will is outdated, naming his ex-wife as executor. There is uncertainty regarding the future of the movie land and how they should plan for business succession. They are questioning the adequacy of their life insurance coverage and dealing with the complexity of their real estate holdings, including mortgages. Anthony's also juggling the responsibility of being power of attorney for his mother, who has Alzheimer's. Lastly, they concerned about the potential implication of divorce on their real estate planning and asset division.
Hi, my name is Manpreet Singh, and I'm going to continue the presentation from recommendations for Anthony and Claire. Based on our discussion and analysis, here are our recommendations for Anthony and Claire's estate plan. So, the first recommendation is update will and power of attorney. Anthony's will and power of attorney are outdated. Anthony should update his will and power of attorney by replacing Sophie with Claire or another trusted individual. Claire should ensure that the power of attorney arrangements are up to date and suitable to confirm they aligned with her current wishes. And the second recommendation is set up a trust for Roy. They should establish a trust fund for the Roy to meet the financial needs without risking his government benefits. They can name a trustee to manage the trust and care for the Roy if Anthony and Claire are not able to do so, and review the trust periodically to ensure it continues to meet Roy's need. And the third recommendation is review and update life insurance. They should reevaluate and potentially increase life insurance coverage for the both Anthony and Claire to ensure all dependents are adequately provided for. Make sure the policies cover mortgage, education expenses, and Roy's long-term care. And the fourth recommendation is estate equalization. They need to develop a strategy to divide assets that considers first one is Roy's special needs consist of allocation of sufficient funds for the Roy Trust. Second one is they need to ensure funds are available for continuing education for their children. And the fifth recommendation that we recommend is address blended family dynamics. They should use trust or other tools to balance providing for all the children while protecting assets for intended beneficiaries. and consider a marriage contract to clarify asset division in case of divorce or death, and maintain open conversation with the family members to ensure they understand the estate plan and its intention, which can help prevent disputes in future. And the last recommendation for Anthony and Claire is business succession plan. Anthony should work with his partners to create a buy-sell agreement and succession plan for Moviland, and consider incorporating the business for potential tax and liability benefits. So these are the recommendation, and the next topic will be presented by next presenting.
Hello, my name is Aditya Bhav, and today I'll be presenting on estate planning for a couple named Anthony and Claire. The objective of the presentation is to address key concerns in the estate plan and provide recommendation to ensure their family financial security and legacy. Our focus will be on 6 main areas: outdated power of attorney and will financial security for their son Roy, Anthony life insurance coverage, business continuity, alignment of assets and beneficiaries, and the inclusion of all children in the estate planning. Firstly, we need to address Anthony outdated will and power of attorney. Currently, his ex-wife Sophie is named as the executor and power of attorney, which no longer align with their current situation. I recommend to update his will to new executor and beneficiary. Next, we need to ensure the financial support and care for Roy, who is disabled and fully dependent on Anthony and Claire. I suggest establishing a disabled trust for Roy, which can provide for his needs in the event of their passing. Regarding Anthony life insurance, it is important to review the coverage to ensure it is adequate to their family needs. I recommend increasing the coverage and amount to provide sufficient financial protection for all the family members. Another important concern is the continuity of Anthony business, Moviland. It's crucial to plan for the transfer of ownership to his family in the event of his passing to ensure that the business continue to operate smoothly. We also need to ensure that all the assets including RRSPs, TFSA and other accounts are aligned with the estate plan goals. This alignment will ensure that assets are distributed according to their wishes. Finally, it is vital to include all the children from both marriages fairly in the estate plan. This includes concerning their current need and future prospects, setting up educational funds for the younger children. Before we conclude, here are a few key questions that can help tailor to the estate plan to Anthony and Claire's specific needs. Have they concerned setting up a trust for Roy, ensuring his financial security? Would they like to incorporate their business Moviland to facilitate succession planning? And are there any specific wish for their children inheritance? How would they like to address frank credit card debit? Are there any other asset or liability not mentioned that should be considered? In conclusion, addressing these concerns will provide comprehensive and effective estate plan, ensuring financial security for all the family members and reflecting Anthony and Claire current wishes and future goals.
After brilliant analysis done by Priya, Aditya and Manpreet on part A of the analysis, where they covered topics like family tree, net worth statement, goals and concerns, recommendations and questions asked to the client, I would like to cover part B of the analysis, which is about division of assets upon divorce. The objective here is to understand the implications of divorce on assets between Anthony and Claire. The first will be property and real estate. Toronto home. Current value is 1.3 million Canadian dollars, whereas the mortgage on the same property is 550,000 Canadian dollars. The property will be subject to division based on matrimonial property laws. Northern Ontario cottage. It is purchased for 250,000 Canadian dollars, whereas the worth of that property now is 850,000 Canadian dollars. The profit is 600,000 Canadian dollars, and it is acquired with Claire's pre-marriage funds. Therefore, it will be an excluded property. Arizona recreational property. It is purchased for 115,000 Canadian US dollars, and the property is now worth 330,000 Canadian dollars. Considered as an individual asset for Anthony, but will still be evaluated in the divorce settlement. The second, which will be impacted by division of asset upon divorce, is business interest. That is movie land fabrication plant. Anthony owns 45%, which will be subject to valuation and potential division. It's essential to review partnership agreement and business valuations. The third asset is financial accounts and insurance, that is group RRSPs and TFSAs. It is shared and individual accounts will need assessment. Insurance policies, review current beneficiary designations on policies, including Anthony's term life insurance policy with Sophie, his ex-wife, as listed as the beneficiary. After the implications of the divorce between the couple, I would like to give the recommendations for transfer of assets upon divorce. The objective here will be provide strategic recommendation to ensure fair and effective transfer of assets. Legal documentation, that is to update will, revise wills to reflect new beneficiary designations and changes in the executor roles, revise power of attorney, ensure that the new individuals are appointed for personal care and property. Second will be insurance policy adjustments, reassign beneficiaries, update life insurance policies to reflect current family members as beneficiaries. Third will be evaluate coverage needs, consider increasing coverage if current amounts are inadequate post-divorce. Third will be business and property management, business valuation, obtain an up-to-date valuation of movie land and draft a buy-sell agreement to manage Anthony's share in the event of divorce. Fourth will be property division, clearly document the division of real estate taking into account any appreciation or depreciation in value. Fourth will be financial accounts and pension. First will be pension division, assess and divide Claire's pension benefits according to applicable laws, review investment accounts, allocate non-registered accounts and investments according to the agreed upon settlement. Here I would like to discuss on the matrimonial property division case study. The first case study will illustrate the real estate division principles through relevant case law, that is Smith versus Smith. Overview. The case summary was addressed to divide the real estate acquired before marriage and how it's treated in divorce settlements. The court recognized the initial investment as excluded property but included the appreciation in value during the marriage as matrimonial property. The original owner was required to provide clear documentation of the purchase to protect their initial investment. The case highlighted the importance of differentiating between the pre-marriage value and the increase in value during the marriage. Implications for Anthony and Claire. Northern Ontario cottage. Claire's pre-marriage purchase is protected to the extent of her initial investment, but any appreciation during the marriage, that is like 600,000 Canadian dollars, is subject to division. The Arizona property is similarly, Anthony's initial purchase is protected, but the appreciation value will be divided. Recommendation would be documentation. Ensure all documents providing the source of funds and purchase dates are organized and available. Valuation. Obtain professional appraisals to determine the current market value and appreciation amount. For insurance and pension division, the objective would be to understand the division of insurance and pension benefits in divorce settlements. The case study is Brown versus Brown. The case summary was examined that the division of life insurance proceeds and pension benefits during the divorce. Key points noticed were the court mandated a clear division of pension benefits accrued during the marriage. Life insurance proceeds were included in the matrimonial property division and beneficiary designations were scrutinized. The case emphasized the need for updating beneficiary information and clearly defining the ownership of policy proceeds. Implications for Anthony and Claire. Insurance policies. Anthony's term life insurance policy needs review as Sophie is still the beneficiary. Ensure updated beneficiary designations post-divorce. Claire's permanent policy. Consider if the coverage meets future needs and adjust beneficiary accordingly. Pension benefits. Claire's teacher's pension contribution and expected benefits need careful assessment to determine the portion accrued during the marriage. Recommendations. Beneficiary review. Update all insurance policies and pension beneficiary designation to reflect current intentions. Valuation. Obtain an actuarial valuation of pension benefits to ensure fair division. These case studies provide practical insights and precedent that support our recommendations for Anthony and Claire's estate planning in context of potential divorce scenarios. I thank on my behalf and my whole team that we are given the opportunity to make the analysis of the case study of estate planning of Anthony and Claire. Thank you so much.